Good day. This is Brian Smith with Christmas Whistler. I'm going to take you through a quick tutorial of how to use Analyze Novels to analyze Nathaniel Hawthorne's The Scarlet Letter. So let's get started. 4 simple steps. The first step is probably the most complex, so we'll start there. And it really starts with getting the text of Analyze Novels into one of these tabs. And you'll notice that these green tabs hold a header and then also hold the text of the actual novel itself. So to copy in a brand new novel into Analyze Novels, we'll right-click on the sample tab, say Move or Copy, create a copy, and put it anywhere in the list that you want. I'm going to put it right before the original sample. And then what you want to do is rename that tab to be something that is unique for that work. So I'm just going to name it the last name of the author, Nathaniel Hawthorne. So then let's go get the text. I've already got the text in a Word document. I've got it copied. Get rid of this sample text right here, and just put your cursor right into that cell right below, column A, right below the blue line there. And I've already got a copy, so I'm going to do Control-V for paste. And there's the Scarlet Letter. Now, a little bit of extra work we have to do here with the header. And I've got some other examples here, but we'll cover that just in a little bit. So the short name could be just Scarlett, or in this case I'm just going to do the author's name, and then the long name. Usually I use the title of the novel itself, so the Scarlet Letter. All right, so for new paragraph, it can either be new line or blank line, and I wanted to spend a little bit of time to explain this. If you're copying and pasting from a Word document, new line is usually the best way to go, where you can see here, this is some text out of my own novel, and every time you have a new line, like this quiet woman, these are hardly famorious spies, a new line is kind of an indication that tells Analyze Novels that this is a new paragraph. And so basically each paragraph is on a single line. For a lot of the PDFs or documents that you find in the Gutenberg.org, you can see here a new paragraph is actually a blank line. And so for this work here, we want to change new line to be blank line. And then I'll get rid of my stuff at the beginning here. That's kind of an example from copy and paste from a Word document. So I'm going to delete that. And so then we have the Scarlet Letter. So that's the blank line and new line. For dialogue quotes, you have to take a look at how you do dialogue quotes. The English sometimes like to have a single quote to be the dialogue quote, and then if you have a quote inside of a quote, which I call the interquote, then it's a double quote. So it's kind of backwards from generally the American way. It's not all English do it that way, not all Americans do it that way. So you have to tell the Analyze Novels how to do that. And so for the Good Wives here, you can see here it's a double quote for the dialogue. And so we'll keep this dialogue quote to be double, and then if there is a quote inside of a quote, that would be then single. These, the M dash, sometimes authors, definitely in older manuscripts, will use 2 dashes to be an M dash. And this is just telling the Analyze Novels that when you see the double dashes, convert that into the M dash, the real M dash, before the analysis starts. And the other is what type of ellipsis is being used. There's the AP style, the Chicago style. The AP style is just 3 dots. Chicago style has spaces between the dots, and it just helps Analyze Novels identify that it's an ellipsis, not just a series of periods that are kind of going off into the future. All right, so that's basically it for the copy and paste of getting your novel into there. And then back to the Analyze Novels tab. We could analyze up to 10 novels. Here, what you need to do is you need to name you need to put the name of the tab in this column C here. And so the Hawthorne here matches Hawthorne here, the name of that tab. So that tells Analyze Novels, go read the header and read the text out of the Hawthorne tab down here. And you can turn on and off whether Analyze Novels is going to actually work with that tab. So we'll keep the 2 Dr. Seuss's running, and we'll keep those as yes, but these others now we've turned them off. Even though the tab names have been identified here, we've turned them off, so Analyze Novels won't do anything with that. This is the output it shall be written to. We're just going to call this the sample output 2. And there's different options and features here. One of them, we're going to keep them all on, but one of them I'm going to turn off here. And if it's Y or yes, then it's on. If it's no or blank, then it's off. We're going to turn off this find repeated phrases, and I'll explain that why in a little bit. And then that's it. Basically, you select your options and features, and we click on Analyze Novels. So while that's working away, I just want to explain a little bit more down here. There's some debugging options down here. We have um, time. It kind of does a time analysis of how long it took different areas to process. And then this is sometimes interesting, a sentence breakdown. AnalyzeNovels will break down every sentence and put that up it'll write that to a yellow tab way in the right-hand side. So that's sometimes interesting for a little bit of debug, but for the most part, you don't have to touch that. The other thing I'll identify is the color key. You only want to change those cells that are this green color. AnalyzeNovels is already done. The dark blue and gray are headers, and the information or guidance is in the white. And the other thing I wanted to just identify is that this find repeated phrases, it's got this asterisk by it, and this can take quite a bit of time depending upon the novel length. So just an example here, a 30,000 word novel took 1 hour. 95,000 or close to 100,000 words took 9.5 hours. So something that if you, for an average size novel, you'd want to run this, you probably want to run it either in the background during the day or just get it started at the end of the day, and it should be done by the morning. So it is quite a process, but you can always turn that on and off for AnalyzeNovels. So there's the sample output. And so it's just an example of using AnalyzeNovels, and so it's that easy to get the information into AnalyzeNovels. Each novel is a tab, and then your output tabs are also in blue. And just a little thing over here, this is a lookup tables, and so you can always change if you have we've got a vulgarity finder, we've got cliche finder, so if you have additional vulgarities or cliches that AnalyzeNovels doesn't find, you can always find the end of one of these tables and add that information into there. You can see I've got a lot of cliches, 2,500 cliches. If there's a new one in there, you can always add it into there. So that's it. It's that simple. So if you have any questions, of course, reach out to me. I'm christmaswhistler@gmail.com, and this is the tutorial. So thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye.